very serious subject because Kate Lieberman is who we're going to talk to now. She's the owner of Dolce Lusso Cakes in Oxfordshire. Okay. Because if you can imagine running a pub, running a food company, even just running, any kind of hospitality at the moment, everything has gone through the roof. The price of everything is costing so much more money, and an awful lot of people are actually at the point of just giving up. Yep. Let's talk to Kate now. Kate, very good evening to you.
Hi, Kate.
Good evening.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us about your Dolce Lusso Cakes. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yes, you are. I am a luxury wedding cake brand, and I'm based in South Oxfordshire.
And you found that the cost of living crisis and the spiralling petrol prices have caused your business real problems?
It is a bit tricky because I book orders about a year or so in advance, and when you're committing to a price and then this comes along, it does get a bit tricky because you can't, charge that onto the client. And it's, I deliver all my orders because the cakes are very delicate, but it's not about just those visible costs, it's the hidden costs as well. So like tomorrow I'm going to a wedding fair at Ashridge House in Hertfordshire, and that's about an hour and 15-minute drive, and that cost cannot be recouped from the client.
And what kind of vehicle do you drive with your cakes, Kate?
It's a petrol vehicle, so...
And how much does it cost to fill it up these days?
Well, about £100 now.
Yeah, that seems to be the general price, doesn't it?
Yeah. But this is the thing. I mean, I've been hearing from people all week, Kate, about the amounts of money they're paying. We actually had, it's probably not quite as bad as this in Oxfordshire, but up in Chelsea, here in London, we found somebody selling petrol for £2.48.
£2.48?
A litre. £2.49 for diesel. And you just go, this is madness, Somebody just sent me a tweet here to say he had a Land Rover Discovery but got rid of it because it would now cost about £190 to fill it up. It's just extraordinary, isn't it? And so, I mean, are you finding it harder and harder to charge the right price, or are you having to put your prices up?
I'm having to put my prices up. I'm trying not to. So what I'm doing is increasing my delivery charges because that's where a lot of it is impacted on, but where the client can actually understand that increased cost. Whereas it is also affecting also the basic ingredients and equipment that you need because it's all a knock-on effect. So yes, prices are going up, and it's getting to the point where people are questioning, well, how much is a cake going to cost because of all the extras that we have to add in?
What would you like the government to do to help you? Because we hear all the time that small businesses are really suffering in these conditions. So what would you like Boris to do for your business?
I think... Personally, I would love to be able to change my car to an electric van of some kind, and having some support on that would be really helpful. But I think even just also the when you reclaim your taxes, the mileage allocation you're allowed is 45p per mile, and that is just not what it is right now. It's not like for like anymore. So help in that would be... Yeah.
But the problem with electric cars, though, as well, Kate, is that they're also powered by some very, very expensive electricity, which has also gone up in price. So, I mean, unless you've got one of those really expensive Teslas where you get to charge it for free, you're actually going to pay a lot more money to charge it anyway.
Yes, I mean, at the moment, I think we're all in the situation where it's everything is like the same outcome. It's just everything's going up
And do you have, say, a number of cakes that you have to make in order to break even, say, in a week or in a month?
Yes, I do. I need to make at least one a week at the moment, but it's I'm now looking at orders for next year and the year after, and trying to price things accordingly is really difficult because prices are just continually going up, and you can't. You speak to a client one week, and then the next week it's gone up, and you can't change your pricing quotes.
How much is one of your cakes on average, Kate?
They range between, on average, between about 950 to 1,500.
Wow.
Did you have a wedding cake?
I can't remember, actually.
Can't remember?
It was in Bali.
That's nice, isn't it?
I think we had a strange sort of Indonesian cake, I think.
Indonesian cake?
Seriously, I mean... I don't know about cakes. I don't think Mike does.
I do know about cakes. I used to work in a bakery. Okay, right. And
but why are they 950 quid? That does sound like a lot. I don't know what I'm talking about here. But why is a cake 950
Finally admitted it.
As in most things, I don't know what I'm talking about.
It's all about the quality of ingredients.
Sure.
It's to make a cake taste really good, you've got to use the best ingredients. It's all about the amount of time you spend in researching what the client needs, sort of all the marketing, the advertising, your overheads, all the bills that come in, and of course the increased price on ingredients.
I don't suppose you've got a picture of one of your cakes to hand that you can show us. Do you do tiered ones, or does it vary?
I do tiered ones. I do have one behind me, but the lighting is a little bit dark. So.
Okay. It'd be nice to see one. You can point us in your direction.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can just see it. Hang on. It's difficult, this, isn't it?
It's not that.
There it is. I see it in the back. Wow.
What, you mean that the
Sorry,
black?
I'm trying to angle the camera and I'm not.
Yeah, I know.
That one there.
That one there. Is that it? Yeah, on the mantelpiece. That's nice.
This is a black wedding cake.
It's a navy blue with gold.
Oh,
Wow.
okay. I was going to say, is that some kind of satanic?
Now what's going on, Kate? Have you fallen over?
I thought that was some kind of satanic cake.
You did very well. But I mean, when you're making these cakes, I mean, you're like an artist, aren't you? I mean, that's another thing that goes into the cost because you're having to create these there.
Yes, and it takes over a week to make, and all the sugar flours take days and hours to create. So it's not just sitting down and putting some flour and everything together. It takes time.
Yeah, and are you finding that people are not getting married as often or as much, perhaps, because it's obviously, presumably, if you're planning a wedding at this point, you must be thinking, well, how much is it going to cost me if I'm going to do this in 6 months' time?
Well, funny enough, a lot of people, the wedding industry is really busy at the moment. We're in peak wedding season, and a lot of people who held off due to COVID are now getting married. Venues are booked up for over a year now. People are looking at 2023, 2024. So it is a busy period. But there are people who are holding back because they don't have the budget that they thought they did.
Yeah. No, well, listen, we wish you luck, and do keep in touch, and we'll keep in touch with you as well, Kate, to make sure that you can
like a great cake in the back.
That's an amazing cake. That it almost inspires me to get married again, but not sure. not sure I can afford it. But listen, Kate, thank you very much indeed. It's Kate Lieberman, the owner of Dolce Lusso Cakes. We'll put a website out for people to find that, because that looks really good. Coming up, we're going to talk to Nigel Pawley about